Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm doing this gorgeous makeup look on a gorgeous model, Noah. I'm always starting with the skincare. I'm using Medicube Edge Air Booster Pro to plump the skin, to get rid of any puffiness. Skincare is just everything. Then I'm fixing the brows using the brow gel. This way I feel like the brows will look like, really clean. I'm using Anastasia Beverly Hills pencil, just, light motions, just a little bit. And this way they're not gonna look like, too harsh. I'm using concealer to clean the edges. And then I'm gonna use the light shade of an eyeshadow in the inner corner, then going a little bit darker in the middle, and quite dark shade in the outer part of the eye. This way I'm gonna have quite soft blended look, really light pressure. Then I'm using Kyle pencil to have more like, blended eyeliner just in the outer part and blending it upwards. Sometimes I'm blending with the fingers, and I'm gonna set it with a dark shade, just outer part of the eye. To pop the eyes of my beautiful model, I'm using all the shades of purple. This way the eye is gonna look really bright. I'm blending the edges with a cool tone brown really softly. And I'm gonna use the darker shade just on the lash line. Right now eyes look a little bit messy, but I'm gonna fix it a little bit later. Then using gel pencil between the lashes, canceling the redness with a primer, just to prime the face to have less foundation. I'm using Shiseido quite glowing foundation, just a little bit. She doesn't need much. I'm always, blending with a beauty sponge just to have even base, to get rid of any excess product, and canceling the darker shades under the eyes, in the inner corner, outer corner, only where needed. Blending with the beauty sponge, always blending with the clear brush or beauty sponge, and then we need to get a little bit shades. The main key is to blend a lot. Tapping, not to move any foundation underneath. Setting a little bit on the eye with a powder. Firstly, I like to use brush, and then I'm gonna use puff. Really precisely. We're gonna see it later, but right now I'm using the bronzer just to set the outer part of the face really lightly. Don't forget about the neck, because face and the neck, they come together. You see, I'm using the puff just to set a little bit more where needed, to brighten up a little bit the center of the face. I'm gonna wipe it off a little bit later, but just setting for now. And I'm gonna finish the eye with a quite light shade of brown, just a little bit underneath to connect the upper lid and lower lid. A darker shade a little bit closer to the lash line. And blending the edges in the temples. I don't like, harsh lines. I like, soft and blended look. Wiping off all the excess powder. Then I'm blending a little bit more. I know. I'm stepping out, just looking, adding, blending. I'm not doing like, straight away, the eye. I like to layer it with the products. Then I'm using the highlighter on the cheekbones. This is a liquid highlighter. It looks quite wet. I like, wet looking highlighters here and there. Then I'm using liquid as well blush to have, wet looking, the whole wet looking cheek area. Adding some dots under the eye and adding a little bit more mascara. Contouring the lips with the contour stick. Actually, I'm using this trick quite often, just to shape the lip. I can use different colors on top, but I need to add some more shadows. This way lips gonna look quite natural. I'm using quite a cool toned pencil to give a little bit more shadows in the outer part of the lips, and adding soft nudish shade on top. And I'm gonna use a little bit more pencil just in the edges to blend it really nicely together. And voila! That's the final look. Thank you guys for watching. See you next time. Bye!